This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect. Thanks for setting up that. Okay, just a moment. Let me quickly share my screen. Perfect. So I'm sharing my screen. Can someone confirm if my screen is visible already? Yeah. Is
Yes,
that
Raghu,
yes?
I can see his
Per-
screen.
Perfect. Great.
Hi Raghu, hi all. Good
Hi.
evening.
Yeah. Good evening. So we will go with the presentation first, and so I would like to firstly go with the introductions. So I'll start with mine, and then probably I would also request all the aspirants to give their introductions. The introduction would be quite simple. Give us your background of what is your experience and your aspirations to join this session. I think that's the only the two things what we would expect from. So I'll go with my introduction first. I believe my voice is clear and audible before I continue. Is that a yes? Can someone confirm?
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Thank, thank you. So my name is Raghu Kumar, and I have been with SAP for more than 16 years now. I have been both techno-functional certified consultant, and I have worked with different industries. Just to mention, like chemicals, life sciences, automobiles, fabrication, mining, mill industry, rope making, and many other. So I have been part of most prestigious SAP implementations for SAP APO earlier. So I have worked as a solution architect and technical solution architect for a few of the reputed clients, which of course we will go through when we are discussing about my experiences, people. So that's a little quick background about mine. Yeah, I look forward for others also to quickly give the introductions. So maybe I will start with Srinivas. Srinivas, do you want to give your introduction to the team members?
Hello everyone. Yeah, Raghu,
Go
there
ahead.
was some issue. Actually, I have attended two times. Can you just remove one? I could not able to.
Apologies, can you repeat?
Actually, I just logged in two times. Looks
Oh,
like.
okay, okay. Is it
Is
okay?
it possible to remove one? I could not able to
We
use
can.
this actually.
We can. Just a moment. Uh, Srinivas, I can see one, and
And one with video.
one with media, right? Okay, 1 minute. So, excuse. If you feel that you are sent out of this room, please rejoin.
Sure.
I think now it is great. Yes, Srinivas,
Yeah,
please go
Raghu.
ahead.
Yeah. So this is Srinivas. I have some experience related to the BW related stuff, and even I have knowledge related to the APO, but I'm aspirant to look into other areas related to the IBP. That is where that just pitched into this IBP session.
Great. Thanks, Srinivas. Then we have Naveen with us. Hi, Naveen.
Hey, hi. Hi, Raghu. Hello, everyone. Good morning. So the major purpose of this training for me is actually I am more into the S/4HANA implementations and the requirement gatherings. So as a part of that, I've come across like lots of challenges towards IBP as well as the PPDS and all. So I thought I would gain enormous knowledge in this session.
Great. Thanks, Naveen.
Yeah.
Swapnil.
Hello.
Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah. Hi all. Yeah, I'm Swapnil. I'm actually currently working with SAP procurement and SAP Ariba side. So, uh, as per the learning hungry for the new technology and knowledge, so I'm joining this. Yeah.
Okay. I think then we have Sai Chand.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. Good evening. So myself, Aishan. So I have total 10 years of experience. So I'm been working with SAP APO from last 8 years. I would like to upgrade my supply chain skills. So I'm more interested into IBP. So that's the main purpose of undergoing the training. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Sai Chand. Thanks, Swapnil. Then we have Madhu.
Yeah. Hi, Raghu. Can you hear me?
Yes, it is clear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi. I think I have around 15 years of experience, but mostly everything into SAP APO. So I want to, yeah, as the next step, I want to learn IBP. But so far I don't have experience with IBP, so it's a big no.
Understood. Great. Thanks, Madhu. Then we have Jai with us.
Yes. Hi, Raghu. Hi, all. Good evening. I have around 18 years of experience. I'm a certified SAP APO consultant. I did my certification in 2009 itself, and I was internally trained as well as I was sponsored for external training as well on SAP APO, almost like all modules, but mainly working on demand planning and supply network planning for the last 18 years. So the thing is, I was trained on IBP as well in 2016, but it's been almost 8 9 years. So I would like to move to IBP projects now. So I want to learn
Understood.
IBP. That's what.
Great. Thanks. I'm
Thanks.
pretty much sure I am that today when you see that IBP session screens, you would see that, oh, there's a lot of change, Raghu, that you will see for sure. Okay.
Yeah, definitely,
Great.
definitely. Because
Yeah.
it's been 8 9 years. I did not see the screen itself.
Correct.
So definitely.
Yes. Great. Sasank, did I cover your intro? I think yes, right? Uh,
No, Raghu. Hey, am I
oh, please.
audible?
Yeah. Yes, now it is clear.
Yeah. Myself, Sasank, and I am IT business partner, currently taking care of production and quality modules in my client. And we are also going to implement IBP platform, IBP
Great.
module with my existing client, where the discussions are going on in terms of demand planning, supply planning, and how
Understood.
shelf life planning can also be implemented. Yeah, when I was engaged in those discussions, I was pretty interested in
Got it.
that,
Briefing
and
your
yeah,
experience. Understood. Great. Thank you so much. So I believe I have covered all of you. I have not missed anyone. Thanks once again. So what I'll do is now I'll go back to the presentation. So is the screen visible, people? Is the PowerPoint open? Is that yes?
yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay.
If you
Yes.
don't
So
mind, can you just start this
so we
share
would
screen?
so the whole sessions which we are gonna go through, they are classified into this essentially this different segments, starting with gap analysis, then introduction to IBP with different modules, then basic building blocks of SAP IBP and configuration and navigations, and deep dive into the training contents. So what you would also see is that our sessions, they are more tailored with a user stories. So Raghu, what does it mean by a user story, Raghu? So in general, a topic when we speak about or when we try to explore about, we also need to understand what is this, the different advantages it brings. Maybe it is could be a feature, or maybe it could be a functionality by itself. What is a business achievement it does, or what is a different real-time problem it is going to solve, is what we are going to understand. So we are going to play different roles, and we are going to, I would say that we are going to wear different hats of different planners who exist are involved in the supply chain, and how is SAP IBP helping them to manage their different planning requests or asks in the system, is what we are going to understand, people. That's what we are going to refer it as user stories. So whenever I refer to a topic called user stories, try to understand that this is something about Raghu is going to speak about some real-time problem, and how does the system is going to be used by them in order to manage that situation, right? Any questions to me on the way how we progress with our topics, people?
Raghu?
Okay, so coming to gap analysis discussions. So I know that people you have come with different backgrounds and experiences. So you could ask me, Raghu, is there any like prerequisites we have to follow, Raghu, in order to make ourselves comfortable with SAP IBP? Answer is no, you don't, because our prerequisites will also be covered as part of this discussion. So as I mentioned, that we are going to speak more about like IBP, as it is a, a a technology which has been heavily used now for all the clients who are using SAP for planning purposes. It has been very highly, it has been marketized by SAP because it's because of lot of different features it consists of. So we are going to understand right from the clean slate to understand what makes a planning very significantly different in the context of SAP IBP. Okay, so this is all about what who are all are going to be part of this general courses. So of course,
Raghu?
very oftenly is recognizing and it is focusing on. So, but I want to understand, like, what do you think? Like, what could be the reasons that makes SAP IBP as the next important planning tool? Is it just because uh, it is something new, or what could be the different reasons? What you people have heard about SAP IBP? I want to hear. Can someone give their views? Why SAP IBP?
It's a cloud-based
Nice, yeah, it's a cloud
and
technology. Yes,
user theory.
theory. So user experience is enriched, is what you want to say. Perfect, very good. Yeah. Any other?
It's a most advanced planning tool for the long terms. I mean, in terms of multiple departments like the sales department, production, financial. So no, all the ways, and it's an advanced planning system
Very good.
basically.
Yes. Any other? That's it. Any other responses? Or I could of course go ahead. Okay, I take the silence as no other responses. Then okay, fair. So all the responses what you people have given are absolutely are of course all the reasons, but it's not an exhaustive list. Why SAP IBP? So let us understand little background of what made SAP to think about SAP IBP. So how many of you have heard about S&OP as a term? What is S&OP? Can anyone tell me? S&OP?
Sales and operation planning.
Sales
Sales
and
and
operations.
operations planning.
Perfect. Yes, it's sales and operations. So the sales and operations is one of the a very critical planning, I would say, engine where you say that Raghu, there are different people who are involved. Like you see the people from production, people from sales, people from warehouse, people from marketing. Lot of people they start collaborating to make up their final numbers. Now you also will agree to me that each you say that for example each department wise their views would be different. Like what do you mean by it, Raghu? For example, a warehouse manager would try to ensure he would have, I would say, the as much as least inventory as possible, because he has a real realization of what are the different pain points he undergoes in the context of the material management, let's say, right? For example, whereas the sales guy, he would expect that every time the inventory should be ample enough, it should be abundant, it should be excess, so that his sales does not get affected. Do you people say that, Raghu, in this case these two people have a different contradictory, or like one of their opinion is opposing with the other one, right? People, hello, you people agree with me? because sales guy would every time will say that, hey Raghu, for me this material should be to the maximum level how much it could be, whereas the other side, like production guy also would say that, okay, let me produce what generally you need, and of course I need the time constraints and all. So that means every department they have their own constraints, and in the context of planning they would have a situation where they have to do a collaboration, they have to make the exchange of their numbers and try to come up to a fixed number where should be our production, should be our stock and all that stuff. So that's what S&OP is, a general process which involves lot of teams, lot of collaboration, and lot of you say interactions which they have to do to make their plans final. So SAP found that there is a lot of gap where there are a lot of manual interventions which are happening, and they want to improvise this. So that has coined up SAP IBP, Integrated Business Planning. So S&OP is a process for which they started, and then they have seen potential of increasing its efficiency by improvising lot of other different modules. So we'll also go through what are the different modules we have in our session. So like before we go further to the different modules of SAP IBP, so let us try to understand a quick little glimpse of what is SAP IBP. Of course, it is a cloud based solution which one of the team member has said, and it has theory, it is also absolutely correct, and it is also advanced. So we also had an older box of planning which SAP already had earlier, which has ruled to, I would say, and still it is working greatly, but of course it has ruled for 2 decades, more than 2 decades. People, is called as APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization. And SAP has suggested that they are going to offset this, or they are going to sunset this by 2027. So all the clients, they are forward to get implementation with SAP IBP, which is the latest, or the, I would say, the successor of SAP APO, right? So that's also one of the reason why you would see there are a lot of clients who would want to start using SAP IBP right before their licenses are still gonna expire, because they want to ensure that their all their processes are still managed and mapped with this new tool, right? Okay, coming
Raghu?
to the experience point of view, of course.
Hello.
So yeah, okay, I see someone had a question. Okay.
Yeah, Raghu. So, IBP, do we have any competition? Like clients, they go to APO and then to IBP, or they may switch out to any other tools?
That's a very good question. May I know who raised this?
Srinivas here, Raghu.
Srinivas. Okay, so if we have to see the current trend, people, so you all will also agree with me, Raghu. There has been a lot of technologies which they are piling up, or they are popping up every like say for every quarter you would see a new technology coming up, and they want to bring up. So there are a lot of options which are available in the market. Like of course I have to mention a few of them, like we have Kinaxis, we have Anaplan, we have Blue Yonder, we have of course we have Microsoft Dynamics. So these are all the different players who are also there in ERP. But there is one specific reason that makes SAP IBP still a market leader. Can anyone guess what could be the reason? What could be the reason that makes it still a market leader?
Because it is a SAP product.
Nice. I appreciate. So of course it is SAP product. That is also one reason. And any other reasons you feel that makes it? So of
It's
course,
tightly integrated with other systems as well as SAP, Raghu.
correct. It brings up a tight integration, which is a very essential part, and also it has a very flexibility in the context of integration with different other systems. So if we see the graph, or if we see about the way how the systems they have adopted, so you all will also agree with me that, hey Raghu, there can never be a planner who will not use Excel. You will agree with me, people?
Correct.
Excel is like, you cannot leave about planners. Even we as consultants, we cannot say get out of Excels. You people agree with me, right? People, thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, right? So think about the planners who, for whom Excel is so important, Excel is so significant for them, And what SAP did is it was one of the important, I would say, master stroke. What they did, they said, okay, you love so much about Excel, so let us bring our world into your world. That is, so they have bought SAP IBP with also as UI of Excel UI. So Raghu, does that mean that only you have user interface only with Excel? No, you have both web UI and also you have Excel UI. Two UIs are available that makes them to easily adopt. So the one of the very important difference they have bought that makes them very happy. So okay, Raghu, in this case, Excel UI is optional. Is a feature of loading the data, doing certain changes and all. Yes, there are a lot of features which SAP has brought. How did they do it? What are the different things we need to know that we are going to progress little step by step people to understand what are the different essential steps we have to follow in the context of configuration that makes us to get enabling of this UI also that will be our part of our sessions. Okay, but however, as I mentioned, that only just taking a UI as an interface or just having this being the successor of APO may not be the reason why SAP they want to be used in the different clients landscapes, right? So because today is all about customer centric markets, people. So earlier, like for example, what do you mean by customer centric markets, Raghu? So 15-20 years back, when you want to take a mobile phone, you will say, Raghu, okay, I will go to a mobile phone seller. I would hardly have an option to choose color. That's it. But today, do you think the same way of production happening, or do you see the same type of service happening? No, you as a customer, you already have a lot of awareness about a mobile phone. You know, Raghu, this is the RAM it should be, this is the storage it has to be, this is the camera pixels and all that clarity it should have hold. So you have a lot of awareness about a product because of you have been bombarded with lot of information now. So for you as a customer, you have a lot of awareness already about what are the different challenges you are going through, what are the different solutions you are expecting. So those all has to be made available, only then I would buy a product, right? Same way, now coming back to our SAP ERP or the ERP solutions, so there are a lot of different challenges which they already have to have been should be addressed, and how are you going to manage it? That makes your solution or that makes your product more sellable or more acceptable, right, people? So also another reason why. So SAP, you all people might have been knowing that there's a lot of you say R&D happening to ensure that they are bringing the latest and greatest of technologies. So what does it mean, Raghu? So you all people should know that there is like AI, ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms is already in place. And of course, I will introduce you with something new which is advancing, like something called as Joule, which is very new. Maybe within 6 months from now, you would also see that there's new features coming up. So in this way, it is helping the clients to make their different requirements fulfilled, that makes it to be a more customized according to the current business needs, that's making them to go for SAP IBP. Okay, questions for me before I go forward?
So, Raghu, in this training, you're going to give some glimpse related to SAP Joule also?
No, it is not, it is in the market still, it is just in the roadmap.
Just in the road.
So
Okay,
it's a road
understood.
just in the roadmap, but what it means by Joule and how does it simplifies the planners issues is what we are going to understand.
Okay.
But you can't expect it to visualize something in your demo systems. That's not possible, sorry.
So
Noted.
Raghu, we are
But
going
yeah,
to
just
get it.
just to for your awareness, can you repeat?
Yeah, we are going to get a training on both web UI as well as Excel UI, right?
Yes, indeed, yes, correct,
Okay, thank you.
correct. So what are the different modules which will be part of our curriculum is what I want to tell about. So SAP IBP demand planning, SAP IBP sales and operations planning, SAP IBP supply chain control tower, and SAP IBP supply planning. So Raghu, are these are only the modules of SAP IBP? No, the answer is no. We have a lot of other modules also, like we have order based planning, or we also say it as response planning, and then we have DDMRP, we have shelf life based planning. They are specific to industries. They are more used. But coming to these modules, they are very oftenly been implemented and used modules of SAP IBP. So even you know that even in our APO world, people, you will say, you will agree with me that just additional to our GATP, PPDS, DP, and SNP, we had extended warehouse management. We had what you say that event management was also there. We had transport TPVS, transportation vehicle management system was also there. So these were also we had, and also we had what is the spare parts planning, SPP was there. But you say that okay, Raghu, only for specific industry wise they used to use it, but very oftenly was our DP, SMP, GATP, PPDS. Hello, right? In a similar fashion, the very oftenly used significant modules are of course this modules people. And of course, as I was also referring to something called as order based planning, also called as response planning. It is more about detailed level of planning. So here we are covering the modules which cover the long term strategic and tactical planning, not with operational planning. So operational planning has more, I would say, knitting or more handshake with response planning. So that's another module. And according to the client requirements, they would choose or opt for this different modules. So you would also get a question, Raghu, how does client consider which specific module to consider, and what are the different options he has, and how does he do the exercise? So we are going to perform a complete user story right from the beginning, where we are going to play a role play, and of course that's going to be in our next sessions, where we are going to play a role play of what is our current system setup, and how are we going to determine which specific modules of IBP are going to be chosen, right, people? So that's the way how we are going to start with our role plays going forward in our next sessions. So this is just a glimpse of the two different UIs what we have just now we discussed, right? So you all can see the top one SAP with SAP IBP. I hope you are able to see my screen already. It's a PowerPoint showing you the features and functions of SAP IBP. Is that yes?
Yes, Raghu.
Okay, perfect. So you all can see this one. This is just a glimpse of our SAP. Also see is that Raghu, additionally I see general, home, insert, draw. These are all the different already functions we have, or different tabs we have. But we also see SAP IBP. Yes, this is the new latest add-on which the client would also install onto his premises for the Excel add-ons. And how are we going to do that? What are the ways how we can get those details? Those are we are going to discuss, people. So this is about just a quick view of our Excel UI. How about this? The bottom one is the web UI. So you all see that this is no more the same way of our SAP easy access menu, where you go and say okay, transactions like SAP APO MAT1 or RES03 or RRP3 or SD94, SDP94. Not in that fashion, but it is more user friendly. So I don't have to know the transaction details, but probably by looking at the tile, I would be able to know. So can I do the customization as what I do in my general older GUI, Raghu? Yes, there are a lot of functions what we can use here. We are going to explore that as we progress further in our sessions. Questions? Okay, I take the silence as no. Okay. So of course, the same bigger question of why SAP IBP and what are the next generation planning tools, or which are the different industries you would expect lot of intake is happening in SAP IBP especially, and what are the different advantages it is bringing up? What are the technologies is it adding up, and what are the different user experiences it is doing, and what are the different features and functions? Let us try to just go through. So all the process, discrete, FMCG, mill and mining industries are heavily investing to use SAP IBP because of its lot of wonderful features it has. Then coming to integration capabilities point of view, so the older planning tool of like say APO, you all will say that Raghu, we had lot of dependency with CIF or core interface, right, people? And of course people with no background with SAP APO. So I would say that SIF SAP SIF is a very say limited or bounded interface which only connects with SAP ECC or S4HANA to SAP APO. But now in this challenging world where you have different data source packets, or we have different sources from where you are going to receive the data, you cannot have that same type of interface. So they have come up with a wonderful a platform altogether. It's just not only an interface now, but it's a platform. So they refer it as CPIDS. Can anyone guess what could be the full form of CPIDS? Anyone? Do you want to give a try? CPI.
Cloud platform integrator.
Very good. Yes. Cloud platform integration for data services. So right by its name, you are saying it is platform. So what would be the difference, Raghu, in the referring to? So you can get this integration very easily to a SAP, non-SAP systems, legacy systems, or you can also get it just to a file systems. So how does the CPIDS look like? What are some basics we need to know about CPIDS? Because we are speaking more about our SAP IBP system. So the demo systems which you're gonna see people generally, which you're gonna also acquire, right? So generally they have a standalone system. So you don't have in real time project, of course you will have SAP ECC or S4HANA system for which the connection is established to SAP IBP. But of course in the demo system you are going to use the different ways of how the data integration can be doable, and one of them is of course with manual data loads. How are we going to use it is also we are going to see, by which you can establish the data connection requirements for us to go ahead with our exercises. That also we are going to see. So then how about the integration to, say for example, AI or AI associated algorithms? So SAP IBP, it doesn't create any new algorithms, I have to say you this, but it is every time for new releases it is trying to get new algorithms into its I would say stack, by looking at the different responses or requests what it is receiving from the customers. So for this we have so SAP, I mean SAP has a specific uh, platform where they are trying to understand the feedbacks from the different clients for whom they have already implemented, and they are trying to take that feedback, according to that what could be the changes they could do. Now while I'm saying that okay they are trying to do the modifications and all, there's one important thing we need to know, that for every 3 months we have a new release coming up. So what would a new release would mean for us, Raghu? So it could be a new feature coming up, or it can be a betterment of existing functionality, is what it is. So that's, so how does the journey happens? What are the ways how we are going to make ourselves being ready, available, or I would say it as aware of what is something new we have. Those all things we are going to discuss. We are going to see how do you see the systems are giving you those hints, and what are the different places by where you are going to get those information, right? We are going to see those. Okay, then what are some other important features and functions that makes this SAP IBP very important? One is quick upgrades. Of course, data load functionalities are very good and clear, and you all everyone of course not leave about whether it's you had an exposure with AP or not. You all will also agree with me that, Raghu, most of the issues when you have two different systems is that the data latency can be one of the reason, Raghu, or maybe inconsistencies in the data, like you say master data or transactional data. Those are the major reasons to see in that point, especially when you
Raghu,
have two
you're breaking
systems
up in the middle. Is it
to
for me
play.
or for everyone?
Is it?
Yeah, like some 3 seconds or
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah, it's happening for me
Oh, is it?
also. I can feel it.
And I think this is the fifth instance it happened. So I just want to highlight.
Oh, sorry, I'm not aware that there is some experiences glitches happening on one. Okay, you can stop me if you see that same experience again. Okay, how is the audio quality now? Is that better?
It's good, yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'll try
not
to be little
continuous
slow.
generally.
Oh, is it okay?
It is not continuous, Raghu. On the go
Okay,
for 2 to 3 seconds, you're breaking.
is it okay? Sorry, I'll try to be little slow also to ensure that you're not gonna miss. But you can of course flag me if you see this recurring. Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I referring to was like SAP IBP gives us a quick integration to different data systems, and data loads are very fast. And I was referring to most of our planning issues they occur because of inconsistencies, right? Like inconsistencies in master data, inconsistencies in transactional data. So those are the real challenges that makes the planning not effective. So they are being managed very effectively with this setup. We are going to see how. And of course you have just now seen how a theory screen would look like. Of course we have I think once your coordination team is going to provide you with the servers and all, you will see that how does it looks and all those details. So it doesn't require a lot of IT, not, what I would say it is like IT driven knowledge. What I mean to say is like, okay, I have to know the transactions, I have to know the navigation. No, not all. It is made very easier. And you all will also agree with me, right? Like if a tool or a product has to be succeeded, the user base should strongly get satisfied. Hello, people? You all agree with me? Like for example, if I'm going to give you a very super I would say a very great featured phone, but it is not easy for you to operate it. Do you people like it? It has lot of features, but it's not easy for you to use it. What do you say? Do you see that the product would flourish in the market? No, right, people?
Yeah, no, Raghu.
Yes, because the adaptability, the adoption rates are very less, because maybe it has wonderful features. What extent was it used or
Raghu,
not?
sorry, like last 3 seconds, can't able to hear. Can you just repeat this one again?
They used to have some upgrades and patchworks and all, that's it. But for majority of the time it was the same look and feel. But that's not the case here today. So they are trying to, for every 3 months they are bringing up new features. They are trying to understand what are the gaps they already have in the tool and trying to fix it up. So that's a very important thing that makes us also, our survival is made more strong and evident with having this type of case, because the client needs someone to ensure that they have been tested thoroughly, they have these features being enrolled for their existing landscape and all. That's very there's also another one of the reason why you see that there's a lot of opportunities coming up for SAP IBP, because of they need to ensure that this workspace is going to ensure that their current existing setup is not affected, and also ensuring that the new features have been enrolled people, right? So that's also we are going to understand further, like how are they going to do this enrollment, what are the general procedure they follow and all. Okay. Before I go forward, any questions so far? Okay. So yeah, so this is just a quick glimpse of how CPIDS or cloud integration for data services looks like. So are the different steps it follows generally, I would say. So of course we'll also try to see how the system would look like, but the majority of our the understanding should be like CPIDS or CIDS is essentially used. It's a technical consultants or planners I would say, yeah, technical consultants who are going to help us in matching the different data input needs for our SAP IBP system. So wherever it is, it could be, so SAP IBP system, is it only usable only when you have the source system as SAP system, Raghu? The answer is no. So but what was the case for APO people? Any guess? If I want to use APO system, can I have any other system to do the planning? So to have the source system as other than SAP ECC? Anyone? Any guess? Will it allow? APO will survive without SAP ECC?
No.
No, it was not. What does that mean? That means earlier the existing planning setup which they had, they only have to use both the systems which are SAP products only. But today is not the case. SAP IBP is standalone. That means you could connect it to any SAP or non-SAP system, people. So that's the very important advantage. And how is it made possible, Raghu? Because of this cloud integration data services. So what are the different features?
Hello, Raghu.
You could ask me this
Hello,
question.
Raghu, we lost you.
Okay.
Hello.
How about now? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
it is okay now, but last 10 to 15 seconds can't able to hear.
Okay.
Can you just
Let
repeat?
me okay.
Like
Let me
last.
repeat, but before that, let me just switch my connection just to ensure that I am not breaking. Just a moment. Just give me a few seconds. You may see me muted and not speaking. Just give me a few seconds. How about now? Is my voice clear now? Better? Sorry, maybe some network glitch at my side. But yeah, I'll reshare. Okay. So I was referring that yes, integration to different systems is of course has become an important portion of any tool survival. I'll tell a small reason. So earlier when we were referring to the different systems, it could be like SAP, non-SAP or Excel, some other type of systems. But can you people guess that there are different other social networks today? Like you have LinkedIn, you have you say Facebook, you have Twitter. All of these are also affecting or also are having an influence on the way of business we do. Okay, Raghu, can you give me an example? So, and why do you think that this different like systems which do not really have anything to play in the plan, how are they really affecting it, Raghu? So, name a film star whom you like. Anyone, any film star example. Anyone.
Mahesh Babu.
Mahesh Babu, perfect. I like that name because he is a person to whom you know for more or most of the endorsements. So you say that Raghu, there is some new soft drink has been launched, and the moment Mahesh Babu is gonna start ad campaigning that, you would see that the sales have started increasing. So that means, or maybe there is some tweet he does like, okay, this is a wonderful drink which I ever had so far, and people will start try to explore it. People will start to ensure that okay, they are also tasting it and all that stuff, and also the reverse or the negative comment also will if they want to see the changes which are happening in supply chain which they could expect maybe a positive or a negative one, they also need to have connection to these different types of systems which are not just some existing ERP or maybe some legacy systems, no, also something like this, like Twitter or Facebook and so on. So Dragu, do you mean to say that this technologies or cloud platform what you have, it has capability to connect to those type of systems which have a complete different way how they store the data? Answer is yes, people, right? So you have a use case, you can have an opportunity to cut connected to those servers, and you can of course update the both the data for both the sites, like for to and fro we can do. So there are few new terminologies what we are going to start getting introduced with as we progress with our sessions. Like we are going to speak about write back, we are going to speak about data store setup, we are going to speak about how the connection establishment happens and so on as we progress. That gives us a, I would say, a more holistic understanding of for any system. If I want to connect it to IBP, what are the few things which I should know? That's what we are going to understand in our discussions, people. Okay. Any questions? Okay, sure. So now coming up to the user stories with industry specific challenges. I have, at the very beginning of our session, people, I have said that we are going to use the different planners which who have their different roles and responsibilities, and according to the role of their job, they also contribute to a certain extent of planning, or maybe they are going to use, or they are consuming the planning results which has come. So in this case, what are the challenges they could go through? And we are, as I mentioned, that we are going to play this role play of different uh, planners, the challenges they are going through, and how are we going to provide them a solution. So it could be sometimes a quick navigation, or it could be sometimes a quick feature enablement, or it could be sometimes a complete configuration. So we are going to see the complexity of user story and how it is going to be achieved, right? So I just brought up, of course, this all these images what you are seeing are all AI generated people, so they are not real names also. Yeah, but just for our the pseudo names and pseudo uh, roles I have provided, so that we understand the difference about what are the different role plays they do and how it is going to affect in the context of planning. Yeah. So David, Maria, and Anna, and Paul, who are working for different segments, like one is for process orchestration, one is for logistics, one is for procurements, whereas another one is for inventory. So how are they going to manage their different roles and duties by taking SAP IBP is what we are going to understand in our upcoming discussions. Of course, all prerequisites. So I will not jump onto the topics directly, but we are going to have an understanding of the length and breadth about why are the specific features are needed, how SAP IBP is bringing it up, and how are we going to see. So in my sessions, you would have the first portion of, I mean, I would say, firstly, initially we will go with some lecture or some theory, and then we will go on to the system demonstration. So that's the way how the system, the sessions would be, people. And yes, uh, with the beginning, of course, system tour to understand about how the systems are connected, what are the different challenges what we go through. As with the user story, we are going to understand like how which specific modules of IBP the client is going to choose with a specific user story wise. We are going to do that. And then configuration and transformations, what are the different configurations we need to understand in the context of SAP IBP, what are the different tools they are going to use in the context of configuration. We are going to understand that. Then of course, I believe you all are happy to take some small assignments which will make yourself more confident on how, the topic which we have discussed and adoption of it. Those are the intention of assignments. And of course, the final one is what's new. So what is the older version, what it had, and what is something new which has come. We are also going to understand that will make us market ready with SAP IBP. So this is the way how our sessions will be. Questions on the training journey, a very important slide for us to understand how our sessions would progress. Okay, I take it as no. So this presentation will be presented to you by the coordinator through whom you have received this um, invite to join this session. So respectively, they will provide you uh, that this presentation, people. So yeah, essentially what would we be expecting is that session recordings, so sessions will be recorded for your reference, and essential trainer narrated documents will also be provided to you, and topic wise assessments and the results will also be discussed, and understanding of different case studies to match the. So if there are certain situations like Raghu, for example, I work for life sciences, can you give me an example of which has life sciences in this type of say function or feature? We can also get it tailored for you. This is also an additional thing I would like to speak about. And you will also be bringing up to a classroom where you will have access to this links. So your coordinator will further help you with how you are going to get the links to join for the next upcoming sessions and all. That also will be the part of. Okay, so that's it from my side. So let me go back to the normal, yeah, screen. Yeah, any questions for me?
So Raghu, what is the schedule of this course?
Yeah. So the time it will be for it 7 to 9, or it will be 7 to 9 p.m. IST, and it will be for Saturday and Sunday, two days, the 2 weekends, I would say, right? And the overall duration of the course will be around 45 hours, Sasank, and it is not a fixed number. Sorry to say this, because depending on the different gap analysis sessions which we have from different teams or different people with different experiences, it could vary. So sometimes it can also exceed. You have to bear with me if it is exceeding 45 hours, right? This is what the minimum benchmark of hours what you could expect our sessions to be. Shashank.
Yeah, thank you, Raghu. And that would be great if you could share, like, to the coordinator on what all topics you will be covering, and might be that will give you.
Training content document, yes, you will be receiving a training content document also, Shashank, from coordinator. Yes, any other questions?
Raghu, CPIDS also it is going to be covered in this part of.
CPDS is different server, so we will know understand about how CPDS works and all, but we cannot use CPIDS because it's a completely technical configuration of it. So we do not have CPIDS server with us. Generally, when you have the real-time implementation, you would have CPIDS. But whatever CPIDS is generally used, like like you say, for example, Srinivas, you say like, Raghu, I have two systems, I want the data integration to happen automatically, right? So you will use CPIDS. But now for our case, our being a test system, we are going to do it manually, but that will be automated with the help of CPIDS to make it short, or in nutshell, right? But how generally the configuration happens, some background of, hope it answered.
Sorry, Raghu, there was a glitch in between. Can you just repeat it again?
Okay, I'll repeat again. So what I'm saying is CPIDS is essentially used to connect two different systems, right? And to get the data loads. So so for us, how CPIDS would look like and what are the different basic awareness things we need to know, that we will do. But we are going to use manual data loads, Srinivas, for our system demo systems which we are going to use, is what I'm referring to
Okay, so real time in the sense when we are going to the
in
projects
the
means
project.
it's like responsibilities with IBP only related to CPIDS, or they're going to be separate team who handle if there are any issues, or if connection between the systems it's going to be
Good
taken
question.
care by a different team.
Very good question. So CPIDS consultants are dedicatedly consultants who are available for us in the market. Okay, so we as IBP, we are functional by our nature, whereas CPIDS are technical consultants. Okay, they are two different. So CPIDS consultants, people with ABAP background, with PIPO experience, those are the people who would work in SAP CPIDS, Srinivas, right? But whereas coming to IBP, it's more functional by its nature.
Okay, Raghu.
Hope I answered.
Yes, Raghu.
Yeah, but however, whatever the things which you want to achieve with CPIDS, that we are going to do it as manual load, because for us, we are not going to do it as like regularly data loads. We are going to do, we are not going to create everyday new materials, we are going to update them, we are going to transfer them, no, right? So that's the reason our manual loads will suffice. But in real time, of course, you need that to be automated, so there you will use CPIDS in that way.
Okay, Raghu.
Yeah. Of course, as we move on to architecture, I'm sure that you will understand how are we going to manage this, and in general also in the real time how it is generally configured. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, great. So thank you so much, for giving us this opportunity, for giving us this time to brief you how we have planned and tailored our sessions for you for SAP IBP. So if you still have any questions, feel free. Your coordinators, like whoever has given you this invite to join, they should be able to reach out to the recording, and we can, yes, close the session if no other questions we have.
Raghu,
Last 10 seconds, we could not able to hear. Sorry.
Is that okay? Okay, I said I will repeat it. I apologize for this glitches at my internet today. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to your coordinator who has helped you to come up with this link to join. They will also be able to help you. So I don't want to keep you on spot that any questions only now. No problem. Take your time. You can of course reach out to your coordinator also. And I'm referring to that the TOC, the training content will also be provided to you by the coordinator. Those are the two topics I just said last 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you all. I will close the session then.
Thank you, Raghu. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.